Okay. I guess I lose.
Honestly, I thought you were gonna start this one with a paper bag on your head because that was what I said I was gonna do if I lost. But I think he just might be cursed, bro.
I don't know what it is about me making it to the playoffs and then like round one or round two, some fucking bozo who hasn't even done anything really in the year puts up like a trillion points. I say bozo, it's not really bozos. Alvin Kamara did it to me with 50. Jamar did it to me with 50, and now you got Devontae Adams, who I was looking at his past games, hasn't put up a game over 21 and just drops 38 on me. I was feeling pretty good, actually, start of the week, by the way. Had a couple touchdowns on my team, and then all of a sudden you had three wide receivers drop a combined, I think, 7 touchdowns.
Devontae had two, Brian Thomas had two, CD had one.
Oh, Devontae had two.
James Conner had two rushing. That helped me quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much over already, and then James Conner was like, he was stuck at 9 points at half, and then I checked again. I'm like, did he just put up like also like 30? Like, what the fuck? Dumb
Yeah,
man.
no, that was I believe James Conner's best week of the year, Devontae Adams' best week of the year, Brian Thomas's best week of the year, and Brock Purdy's worst week of the year. And I still put up what was it, 168, which
Yep.
might have been
I
pushing for a new high for the
I
season.
think it was. I started to scroll through the weeks to look, and I was like, man, I don't give a fuck. I don't even care. If this is the highest of the year. This is stupid. Started a couple wrong people on my team. Technically, Herbert was right by point 0.3. Should have benched Tony Pollard, and I mean, actually, should have benched Derrick Henry. Other than that,
What's crazy is 112. I mean, during the regular season was still a very respectable like point to put up for the week. I mean, I don't know if it was up to your standard for like the whole season, but
no,
like 112
my
telling you
team
for
played kind of like terrible. Like the only reason I put up 112 is because my Broncos D had 20. Like
gotcha.
there was like Brock put up 5 points. I mean, he's had bad games, but like usually he puts up like in the 15 range.
I didn't want to say
Oh
anything when
well.
we were filming this last time, but I or maybe I did, I don't even remember, but I was a little nervous about that just because he's basically got like fucking nobody throwing to him now. I
Oh
was
yeah.
real curious how that was gonna happen.
I wasn't super worried about it because even when the back like that wasn't the first time it's happened where like who was that? Aiden O'Connell was hurt, or he was the one.
So Garner seemed to be forcing the ball to him, and then Aiden O'Connell came in, and he also was forcing the ball to him. But I
Yeah,
think both of those quarterbacks are at least serviceable. Desmond Ritter,
he's
who
kind of
was playing for
terrible.
them, he's ass. He's
Yeah,
straight cheeks, bro.
yeah. Oh, hey, shout out Kirk Cousins for getting benched for Michael Penix Jr., by the way.
Like go Penix.
Michael, what?
Penis?
My,
What?
I thought you were going to keep the joke going for like one or two more times. I was going to keep asking you, Michael, what? Michael, what? Anyway, we're highlighting my matchup too much because I'm depressed.
Sad,
But
sad boy.
congratulations to Shannon, who just had a bye week. Wow. Round of applause.
Shannon won
Congrats,
the bye week.
Nathaniel, winning by 3 points against V, who, in all honesty, probably should have moved on. I mean, 131. That's pretty crazy. Also, sorry, V. Good job, Christopher.
Yeah, no,
Taking out the former champ? Question mark.
Beth, yeah, no repeat champ.
Right there with you, Beth.
I told you
And
I'm scared of Chris's team. He's got
congrats
a
to you
good
as
team.
well. Uh, just
And
so we are aware, the number 2 seed, number 3 seed, both eliminated in the first round. So now it's just number 1, number 4. Oh, number 5 eliminated too. Number 6, number 7. So the last 2 seeds that snuck in are playing each other in the semis, and then you got Shannon going up against Nathaniel. So
yeah, I got to figure out how that works too. I always thought it was you had to play the lower seed, but it looks like it's just going like straight along the bracket after it
yeah,
did the original seeding. So I gotta look into that in the off
interesting.
season. But I am happy. No, I'm not happy that I mean, obviously anybody got eliminated, but I am happy that specifically I don't or potentially have to go up against Josh Allen at any point because the dude puts up like fucking 40 points a week. It's
Yeah, let's
ridiculous.
let's go peek at Joshy Boy real quick. Last week, 41.28. And then she also had Amon-Ra in the same game put up 30. She had Amari Cooper put up 0 and she still put up 131 points. That's pretty
That's
bananas.
pretty wild, yeah.
Shout out to Nathan's kicker, Chase McLaughlin, putting up 18. Otherwise, he would not have gone in. That's one extra field goal that they kicked against the Chargers that got him into the playoffs. You better not drop that kicker there, Nate. Aaron Rodgers on his bench with 30 points. The hell? He started the wrong
I mean,
quarterback somehow.
to be fair, Baker had a hell of a week too, and has been the one who's been carrying his team. He's been way better than Aaron has all year.
No, I wasn't saying why'd you bench Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't even have Aaron Rodgers rostered. I was just looking at it like when the hell did Aaron Rodgers put up 30? But then I'm remembering that Adams went insane, so it makes sense. Nico Collins on Nathan's bench. Okay. Interesting. I'm talking like I'm even into the next round of playoffs. Like I know what I'm talking about, but that's an interesting bench there.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why he wanted Judy in. Keeping Calvin Ridley
No,
in felt
Judy
a
makes
little
sense.
questionable,
Calvin
but
Ridley's the one I'm like I would have started. I would never have even considered. I don't think playing Calvin Ridley over Nico Collins. Maybe he was just because he had a rough week the week before. I think Nico, so maybe that's what did it. All right, let's go over this. Let's go over these two matchups here. Let's start with you versus Chris. Yeah.
we also had Zach Ertz get hurt, which definitely didn't help, unfortunately.
Just needed like another 2 catches for 20 yards.
Also, real quick before we go over the next week's matchup,
Oh yeah.
Dad, I am very sorry that you lost by 0.14 to Andrew, and you moved down in the losers bracket to face somebody else.
Let's go
That's a very brutal loss. I'm very sorry.
What's going on down here in the losers bracket? Let me see.
I believe Garrett lost and now has a
He has a bye week. What the fuck?
To play for last place next week, I believe, is how that works.
Okay. Number 14 seed going up against number 11 seed. Dad is now matched up against Ben. Andrew moves on to play against Sarah. I don't understand how this losers bracket works, but best of luck to you guys down there in the losers bracket. Sarah putting up 124 points down there feels bad. I don't have a shot at third, do I? No, wait, hang on.
You have to make it to the semis to have a shot at third.
Winners.
You guys are playing.
Ladder.
You guys are playing for fifth, sixth, and seventh at this point.
Oh, that's dumb. All right. Anyway, to the matchups. Are you predicting? I just poked myself in the eye. Are you predicting a win for yourself, Spencer, or are you gonna get killed by Chris's team?
I think it's going to be really close. I would be lying if I didn't say I was nervous, just like I was last week. I said to you, I think I was most nervous about your team and Chris's team first. I think I put Beth's team third. So I'm playing the only other team that I'm really worried about.
Okay.
In terms of consistently just going to have players who can put up like a 35 bomb at any given point, which is Jamar Chase. I do not want to play Jamar Chase at any point.
Here's what I'm looking at. Joe Mixon is gonna have a rough time against the Chiefs. Okay. James Conner, Devontae Adams, Brian Thomas Jr., CeeDee Lamb are all gonna put up 0 points for you this week. You're gonna get destroyed, Chris, by a million.
I feel like you're rooting for my downfall.
Why would I do that?
Hey, but if you lose to the person that goes all the way and wins, doesn't that make you feel a little less shitty?
Don't care.
Okay, heard that. I'm the only thing I have I think going for me is that the Giants are so dysfunctional. Neighbors is probably only going to end up getting maybe like 12 points.
Leake's been
Uh,
questionable every single week this year.
yeah.
It's like
Um,
he's got like a recurring groin issue or something. They haven't let him rest enough to get healthy. Bro
Jamar,
caught
I
his
think,
first
is
touchdown in a while from what's that? Tim?
Boyle.
Is it with Tim
Yeah.
Boyle?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The 49ers defense is a little stingy, so that Dolphins matchup might hurt Chris a little bit.
I want to say something real quick, and I might get the numbers wrong here. Your entire fantasy season relies entirely on, I'm just making this up, Trey McBride getting a touchdown or not. Because I think Trey McBride, if I remember the statistic that I saw earlier, hasn't scored a touchdown in like 344 days.
Mm.
Okay, so if you're watching the 1 o'clock games and you see Trey McBride get a touchdown, it's over for you, dude. You might as well just send a text to Chris saying GG. I'm cooked.
I am
Still,
gonna just totally give up, but
he'll.
you know,
I'd like to
that
see how many receptions Trey McBride has on the year. I'm pretty sure he might have actually passed
is.
Bowers as no, he's three. He's three on the year.
Do you know if Kyler Murray's injury was significant at all?
I didn't even know he was injured, so I'm not sure.
He did exit the game. I was really busy this past weekend. I actually didn't see a lot of any football, to tell you the truth. I just was checking my lineup very consistently because I wanted to obviously see how I was doing in the playoffs, but I didn't really get to watch a lot. I did see that Murray like exited the game for an injury at some point. I didn't hear anything else about it though.
Something to monitor. Either way, I don't think it changes the matchup a whole lot. I mean, obviously you have quarterbacks that favor their tight ends, but like you have a guy
Right.
like McBride. I mean, who are we? Are we throwing to what's
I
his
don't. You
name?
thought that about
Michael.
Bowers, but then they put in like booty cheeks Ritter, and all of a sudden he didn't even get like looks
It's
anymore.
like I said, it's a little different because Ritter had played a little bit of snaps, and he still was throwing to Bowers. I think it was just a. I mean, that team just looked terrible overall. Like that actually whole game looked terrible, right? You had the touchdown early from London, I think. Didn't that game end 15-9? I wasn't even watching it. It was terrible. And then Kirk gets benched after they win. Like that's how bad that game was. I call it a fluke. I think Bowers will be fine even with.
That's because he's sorry, not to drag on this, but he's like he's like one win for four losses with throwing like one touchdown and nine picks over the last like 5 games.
Oh
It's
yeah, no,
ridiculous.
I'm not surprised they benched Kirk. He's been playing terribly, but I don't know. Trey McBride's kind of quarterback proof. I think he's guy's always open. So, and then on the other end, you got James Conner on the same team, and that's just the running back. I mean, it doesn't take a super high IQ to just hand the ball to your running back. So,
Right,
do you know who the
right.
backup is if Murray's out?
The person I saw come in was like a rookie last
I
year.
don't
I
even know
think
who they. Oh, last year or this year?
last year. I think his name was like Clayton or something.
Clayton Thornton?
No, that doesn't sound right.
Are you sure? Say something about something while I look it up really quick.
Okay, moving on to the next matchup.
Wait, who do you think? Who do you predict is going to win your matchup?
Me, I'm Steve Spencer, bro. But
I
it's gonna
know. I
be
just said your matchup. I'm not stupid.
it's gonna be a semis for the ages. Chris is trying to get back and redeem himself from getting second place last year. I don't even remember what I came in last year, but I'm going for the gold, baby. Nate is I think did we talk about this last week? I think this is Nate's first time in the family league playoffs.
It very well might be. Clayton Toon, and he's projected 0 points on fantasy on ESPN right now. So I'm assuming Kyler's projected to start.
Kyler's good.
Yeah, I think. I don't. It's always
They're
tough
the
predicting these.
Cardinals are fighting for a playoff spot, so it wouldn't surprise me if Murray plays through whatever injury he might have.
I think if all the questionables on Chris's team play, he beats you by a little bit. But I don't think this is going to be. I don't think you're going to have some other unworldly performance again. I think it's going to end up being like 121 to like 120, something like that. but give me Chris. I kind of like his Colts defense against the Titans. But Tua's been playing really well too. So I'm actually not rooting against you. I am a little bitter, but you know, I'm
Sorry, bro.
rooting for good
Who better to kill you than
games.
me?
Yeah, did you have to play against me in both leagues and beat me in both leagues? Especially when even going into Monday, I was still projected to beat you in the other league, and somehow
Hey, I
Bijan
had a
put up
Monday night miracle, bro. Your team
I
shit the
I
bed.
opened the app at like 3 in the morning when Kiki woke me up and looked and saw that you had beat me. Didn't even actually process what the numbers were. Just saw that you had a higher number. Immediately closed the app. Didn't even look to see what Bijan and whoever my other player was did. Like I didn't even want to see how bad they did. I was like, well, that fucking sucks. And I just closed the app. I was like, I'm not looking at ESPN probably for the rest of the year, other than for this.
Fair enough.
Moving on. Nathan versus Shannon. I don't know when the last time Shannon actually like looked at her lineup was because she's been sitting for 2 weeks, basically not having to do anything. She currently is not starting Jordan Love. I can't. Oh, do you start Caleb Williams versus the Lions when he's on a? I don't. I mean, obviously like losing streak, but like a
I wouldn't
bad
even have
streak.
Caleb Williams on my team.
See, the thing is that he can put up. He's like one of those quarterbacks who's not playing well team wise, and he's getting sacked a lot. But he can put up like he has like a 30-point game this year. And it's against the Lions right now, so like high scoring game. I guess it's divisional though. Yeah, no, I'm not taking the risk. I'll start Jordan Love against the Saints or whatever that is. Yeah, that's the Saints Monday Night Football.
I'd also start Moody against the Giants.
Well, if she watches the podcast, she might. You mentioned
Yeah,
Debo.
yeah, dude's got bricks for hands right now.
He's got an extra
Um,
20 pounds on his fucking stomach too.
I'm a little concerned for Kamara's chances of playing. He got banged up. He got some sort of like abductor injury or something. I don't even know what the hell they called it,
I think
but
that was part of the reason I also lost you in the other league because he scored a touchdown and then left the game. Was it his abdominals?
I don't even remember. I just heard he got an injury, and apparently it's at least decently significant. Um,
Then you've got
I like
Nathan
Josh
who.
Jacobs against New Orleans. I like Chase Brown
Yeah,
against
Josh Jacobs
Cleveland.
having a good year, huh? I'll have to look up and
Yeah,
see what his
yeah. I
position rank is. He's
tried
top
to
10 for
trade
sure.
for him because he was getting like a gazillion touches early in the year, but he wasn't scoring any touchdowns. It's like, dude, that's good. He's gonna regress to the mean on that, and he's gonna score some tutties. And then he started popping off later in the year.
Yeah,
He's literally
you
got like multiple games of like 2+ touchdowns.
remember the bet that I hit?
Yeah, I remember.
uh,
Um,
Nico
that
Collins
being
still on Nathan's
said,
bench, by the way, but I'm sure he hasn't 100% checked his lineup yet. It's only Wednesday, so
I like Baker against Dallas. I think he's absolutely going to cook them. Bijan against the Giants with Penix throwing the ball. He's probably going to do pretty okay.
yeah, he'll probably catch a decent amount of passes in the backfield if Penix, first game jitters. You take your snap, right? Your first thought is probably, let me try to see if the receiver that's supposed to be open on this route is open. Immediately freak out and go, let me just dump it off to the running back. So Bijan will probably end up with a good five catches, something like that. So it could be pretty good. I feel like Aaron Jones hasn't scored in a while. I could be wrong about that, but
He scored. He scored Monday night.
oh, did he?
Yep.
Well,
That was part of what saved Nathan's season.
oh,
He needed a tutty last Monday night in order to beat Veronica.
and he got it.
He did. I don't like Judy. I do. I like Judy, but I don't. They're apparently benching Jameis, so I'm concerned that
Oh, I forgot about that. I don't know.
I'm concerned about that.
Yeah, that definitely changes it up a bit because I think they had a pretty good dynamic going. Who's
Yeah,
who's the starter now? It's not. It's not.
Dorian
Oh, it's
Thompson or
D. It's
something like that.
DTR.
Yeah,
He's not good.
yeah, he's like Ritter ass bad.
He's not. I actually think he might be better than Ritter. He's like diet Lamar Jackson light with no talent. That's what he is. They like him because super mobile and can run and like he's quick
So he's like a
and he can and
knockoff Huntley.
and I think yeah he's Huntley light, dude. I think he has like an arm, like he can kind of heave it, but I don't think he has any accuracy whatsoever. I could be completely
Mm.
wrong about that, but I've watched him play a little bit and I'm like, what the hell is this guy even looking at? Like airmail on that shit, bro. Uh,
I
Number one target on
assuming
the Browns though, so
assuming Shan puts in Love and Kamara is good to play. I think I like Shan to win. If Kamara's out, I think I'm taking Nate to win, but I think this is going to be another really close semi.
yeah, both of these are gonna be close. I mean, that's why these teams are here. Who do we think Shannon's going to start if Kamara's out? Because Chase Brown obviously is just going to bump up to her running back spot. Wow, both of her. If Kamara goes, oh, wait, this is a tough situation because if Kamara's really as hurt as you say, he plays Monday night, dude. That's the worst. They're not going to rule him out until like Sunday midday or Sunday night. So you have to just like stay as updated as you can on it, and then
The
pull the
yeah,
trigger before the 1 o'clock games if you're going to start somebody else.
the first practice where you'll probably get any update is probably tomorrow, and then Friday is
Yeah.
going to be the real. Friday and Saturday are going to be the real like key practices, because if it's like three no participations in a row, then yeah, I would bench his ass.
Hopefully, like Friday, you just get a somehow full participant, and you're just like, all right, good to go, I guess.
Or the other way, like fucking just tell me he's out and I'll put him on my bench. Don't make me drag it out and just
Yeah,
hope
for real.
he
Rule him out early, or just call him in. Well, who's the? There's another running back, obviously, in New Orleans. Is he someone that is rostered on teams?
No, I thought about picking him up, but I didn't know how severe the Kamara injury was. It's a dude named Miller, and then there's our boy who I only like anime. What's his name? Jamal Williams.
Jamal. Oh, that's right. Jamal Williams is there. He's seen the field like, let's
He's
see,
done nothing,
11
nothing all
snaps
year.
in week 1, 8 in week 2, then 1 3 2 2 3 2, missed like 5 weeks, and then none, 3, and none. Which is interesting because I think he had like 17 touchdowns last year or something like that on the Lions. Is that what he was on, the Lions? Or was
I
that
think
two
you're
years
thinking
ago?
of,
2 years
I
ago.
think you're thinking of 2 years ago. Yeah.
Anyway. Well, keep your eyes on that. I will support my wife and take Shannon. I'm sure she will end up changing her lineup a little bit. But, yeah. Sorry, Nate. I think you're cooked. Scared of Bijan versus the Giants, though. That's scary.
Yeah.
The only
I think
reason I'm not terrified of Bijan against the Giants is because I just know Bijan will start off the first half with like probably like 12, 13 fantasy points, and then the coach will just be like, I think we need to get Tyler Algier some more work. I think Bijan, he looks really good out there. He's torching them, but I think we need to get Algier some more work. Let's put Bijan on the bench for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Algier's not a bad runner.
No, he's
But
fine, but you're not Gibbs and Monty, bro. You're
that's
not.
fair.
Give it a
That's fair.
rest. Keep your superstar running back on the field and throw him the fucking ball. I'm so sick of watching Algier go out there and just run into people for like 4 yards. Like,
Are you putting Bijan on your don't draft list next year?
he's on my dynasty team, so I don't know. Just gonna hope for the best. I thought Arthur Smith leaving was gonna make everything better, but didn't change a fucking thing.
Rip.
Oh well. All right. Well, that's both matchups. Who'd you pick?
I picked myself, and pending Kamara playing or not, I picked Shannon. But I think if he
Mm,
doesn't play, I'm taking Nate.
they're all
I'd
gonna
be
be
curious
close.
though. Be curious if Nate wins, then Bet doesn't have to ship the trophy anywhere. They can just move it onto a different dresser.
Oh my god. He has to win 2 in a row for that to happen. Okay.
I know. All right, Bet. Well,
If you win the whole thing with a 6-8 record,
don't put a jinx on me. I'm fucking praying, dude.
I think you still owe me $10, by the way.
Oh, for the bet about
for
Henry and
for thinking that
Connor.
James Conner would wind up
Hold
a
on, the
higher
year's not done yet. Henry looks
thinking thinking
kind of
James
like what
Conner
he
would
was.
wind up a higher running back position than Derrick Henry.
What's Henry at now? Top
He's
five still?
he's number 2 on the year.
Who's number one?
Wait, Connor did just put up 30 points though. It's not gonna be that far off. Who's number 1? I would bet maybe one of the Lions running backs.
No, there's no way. They split too much time.
You don't think so? Oh, Saquon. The
Ah, yeah. Who also had a bad week.
Yep. Let
This
me
is
just
part of why Beth lost.
I'm gonna
The
peek real
loss.
quick. Connor is 12th. I don't think he's gonna pass. Let's see, what's he at this year? He's at 203 points, I think, if that's an accurate number. And then I think, let's see, Derrick Henry's at 254. So in the end weeks, he has to outscore Derrick Henry by 51. Could happen. Not a very big margin between number 2 and number 12, I guess.
Imagine too if Ravens had their seed locked up last week. Ooh, we didn't talk about sitting because of no injury. We just talked about injury clause.
Yeah, that would have been something. I wish it would have just
Anywho,
happened. So I could have benched him and he wouldn't have given me 6 points. But I don't know if you saw. We'll wrap it up right after this. Pollard scored early, was looking good at like 50 yards, about to break 10 points at halftime. I'm like, sick. This is going well. Like he's fine. Comes back in, fumbles. I think he got another 2 carries after that for the rest of the game.
yeah, they also gave a different running back a goal line carry
Yeah,
who scored on.
Tajay Spears. Yeah.
I was like, God damn
So
it, Pollard the second time. I was like, wait, no, that's not Pollard. Who is
it's
that?
always so funny the way they do that crap because Tajay's been on the team for like 3 years. He was on the team when Derrick Henry was there a couple years ago still. I know Henry's first year in the Ravens was this year, but like I drafted Tajay in a dynasty league because I'm like, oh, maybe when Henry leaves, like this guy will be the new Titans running back.
Nope.
And like not really. I don't even think he's that good. So it's like, why'd you give him the ball? Whatever. Pay Tony Pollard. Give the poor guy the running the
To
running
be
game.
fair, since they drafted him, I believe they've since fired their coach and have a different idea of how they want the scheme of the team to look. Maybe they don't fit he doesn't fit the running style. Maybe I don't know.
Didn't they pay Tony Pollard after they fired Mike Vrabel?
No, I'm talking about Spears got drafted by the old coach.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what this guy can do. He's been sitting on the roster for 3 years. Let's see what he can do. Can't believe you'd fire Mike Vrabel, dude. That's crazy. All right, I guess best of luck, everybody who's still in the playoffs.
Zach Spencer.
Happy semifinals week.
Good luck, Chris. We're gonna have a nice, clean fight. Keep it above the belt. Hopefully, my guys score touchdowns so I can taunt you.
Yeah, they scored them all against me, bro. They ain't scoring anything this week. All right, see y'all later.